I've seen lots of bonny lassies travelling far and wide, but my heart is centred new on bonny Kate McBride. And although I'm no a chap that throws a word away, sometimes I surprise myself at all I've got to say. Roaming and the gloaming on the bonny banks of
as we've all known for years, but leaving bonny Scotland filled the hearts of all with tears. And who went out to visit them and banished all their fears? Wee Harry, the minstrel king of Scotland.
Hello, my name is Brian Nobile and welcome to 100 Years of the Opera House. In July 1900, planning permission was given to build a theatre in Dunfermline, and in 1903 that theatre was built. The name of the theatre was the Opera House. In July 2000, 100 years on, an exhibition has been given here in the lovely Abbott House in Dunfermline to celebrate 100 years of the Opera House. And I'm joined with Frida Drysdale, fellow entertainment historian for the Dunfermline area. Hello, Frida.
Hello, Brian.
100 years of the Opera House in Dunfermline. It's now across in America, and we'll probably come on to that later on. But we can start away at the very beginning. In July 1900, when it was when planning permission was submitted and granted in August of that year. Now, it went on to host some of the great names in show business. They all come and played in Dunfermline, and we're going to highlight today some of the big names who actually came and played in Dunfermline, and hopefully you'll help me around them. Now, this is what the theatre looked like in the beginning. This is taken from 1900, from the Dunfermline Journal, and it sketches the outline of what the theatre and the planning permission sought. Now, in 1955, when it closed, the theatre had then become the Hippodrome and the Opera House. So there's a photo of it there. Now, that's how you'll remember, Frida, won't it?
Yes, yes, like yesterday.
And the photograph now is from the early 1980s, prior to it being dismantled, and you can see that it's kind of deteriorated. And also Bell, when it closed in 55, not long after that, Bell's, the cabinet maker in Dunfermline, they took over the Opera House in Dunfermline, put a false ceiling down on the first level, and it became a cabinet maker and anything to do with the joinery, and it stayed that way until planning permission to build the Kingsgate in the early 1980s. We see it here, Frida, how it is across in America now, and the two people in these photographs are actually Will Fife Jr., the son of Will Fife, the famous Scottish entertainer, and Arthur Aske's daughter, Anthea. So they visited the theatre in America and kindly allowed me to use the photographs in the exhibition. So as you can see from its early years, from the years when it closed and how it is now, it's nice to know that the Dunfermline Opera House is still alive and kicking in America.
Yes. Brian, could I come in here for a minute? I don't think I've ever told you this. Talking about Gray's furniture. Many years ago, I went in to see him and talked about the ornate roof. And he was very proud to take me through all his workshop, and it was complete. It was really lovely to see it, though it was, the theatre was away.
Just original?
The original ceiling, yes. Yeah. I got to tell you that years ago.
So it's nice to know that 100 years on, the theatre, well, the interior, which is B-listed, is still alive and kicking and in excellent condition and part of a tremendous complex in Florida. And one of my many wishes is to visit that theatre. Hopefully we'll get that soon, through time. Well, let's move on to this one. And the exhibition from my own collection highlights most of the great performers who appeared in the Opera House, because it's hard to believe later on that Dunfermline did play host to some of the biggest names in entertainment, and there was none bigger than their first one was Harry Lauder.
Yeah.
Roman and the Gloman and all the rest of it. Now, Harry actually made his Dunfermline debut in 1893 at the St Margaret's Hall as just a newcomer with a touring company. But he later went on to visit the town on many occasions, playing at the St Margaret's St Margaret's Hall venture with Mackenzie Murdoch, which is well highlighted in his life story. And then from 1900 onwards, even though he did play in 1902, he was big. He was big in show business. But here we have from 1936 and from 1934 a couple of adverts from the Dunfermline Press, and this one in 1936. The managing director of the Opera House then was J.F. O'Driscoll. One of these managing directors that aren't really highlighted an awful lot. But this one down here was Lycée Horace H. Hollins from the Great Hollins Company of. They went on to become big entertainment agents, as you probably know. But great Harry Lauder.
I was 4 when I was taken to see Harry Lauder.
In Dunfermline?
In Dunfermline. He was the second act I'd ever seen in the Opera House. And a lot of kids went, you know,
Sure.
it was bred into you to go and see that, you know.
Now, a wee advert just while we're on here in 1934 was the Saturday evening concerts at the St Margaret's Hall, and hopefully in time to come we'll make a video about that as well. That is very interesting. I've done a full research on what started off as the penny concerts, but some of the people who cut their teeth at the St Margaret's Hall, Robert Wilson and the likes of it, hopefully will be highlighted at a later date. But there we have Harry Lauder.
Yes. Yeah.
Now, a gentleman who is still alive and kicking and still working, but you may be interested to know that Jimmy Logan, who we're featuring now, actually made his professional debut in 1945 at the Opera House, and Jimmy was only too happy to submit a beautiful letter, photographs and some kind words about the Opera House in Dunfermline. But you appeared with Jimmy Logan at his own theatre,
yes,
Frida.
I worked with Buddy, his brother. We did the cabaret circuit, you know. It was really more cabaret I went in for rather than the big theatre. But Buddy, his brother, put my name forward to Jimmy because Jimmy was looking for somebody for the Metropole in Glasgow, and I got quite a lot of work out of that, you know.
Now, Jimmy was very popular in Dunfermline, and he became a big star fairly quickly in Scotland and, of course, in the rest of the world as well. And in fact, he's just back from touring in Spain and all these. He was actually on one of the cruises. And Jimmy's still well sought after throughout the world.
And well loved.
And well loved as well.
Amongst his
Well,
peers.
the great thing about Jimmy Logan is that he still has a feeling for the theatre.
Got it.
And he still has a feeling for the people who have a feeling for the theatre. So Jimmy Logan jumped at the chance to help in the exhibition. Unfortunately, he couldn't make the official opening, but he did send his regards and best wishes for the people of Dunfermline.